Welcome to the CONNetwork. Today, we start off our playoff doubleheader as the Miami Stingrays visit or welcome the Montreal Québécois. And ladies and gentlemen, we're excited to be here tonight. The playoffs start at or around 7:30 tonight, so teams might get their games in as soon as possible. We already have 2 on the TV slot, and we'll be in Baltimore for the next game with the Seagulls and the Pioneers facing off. Winner will take home the National League South, pending other games. And it is going to be a great time here as we are excited to finally bring you the return of AFA football after a long hiatus. Season 23 wraps up. As the Stingrays come on out the tunnel, led by Dingus. Started off 0-2. He did the same in his inaugural season, then came back and made the playoffs. So what he calls the 0-2 curse is sort of an 0-2 blessing here in the Sunshine City. As South Florida gets underway to welcome Blazing, who's considered the GOAT of the AFA, has 10 rings under his belt. 10 in total for Montreal. However, he's off to a bit of a rough start. The National League is still up for contention, as he lost to Jamestown in their playoff push attempt. And he wins the toss. And so we'll get underway here shortly. Montreal wins the toss, they defer. And so we can get underway with this game. Miami has possession first. Dingus, one of the top runners in the league, as this season yard stats have been starting to be counted. And here we go. From Miami. The kick any moment. That's going to be... Oh! A banger to start off this one in South Florida. Dingus backed up to the 1-yard line. He could be safetied here. What an amazing throw from Blazing. Throws have been allowed on kickoffs at the start of this season, as Dingus has to go the full distance, as he, on the first play of the game, gets 10 yards and evades a safety there. Sacks aren't too common, as here's 3rd down. You know, sacks aren't tremendously common. They usually happen when offenses get too sort of arrogant with the ball, as here's 4th down already. Dingus converts, slides down for the first. And both teams have quite a bit at stake, as that's going to be a redo. Chains weren't ready. If Dingus can win this game, he can get a big hold on the South and potentially get yet another division title. He's dominated the South in all but one season, season 21, when the Stallions took hold, as that's going to be a redo here. Not quite sure what happened. Maybe a lag on Blazing's end, as minute 38, give him 2 free seconds. 2nd down, gets a decent gain of about 6 or 7, as he is down for the 3rd. The ball placement is forward. Has to get up to midfield here. Crucial 3rd and 10. Can he get up there? Yes, he can. And the 40 is the most dangerous place to have a 3rd down, essentially, because if you don't make it, then you either got to go for it or punt. You got to make it up to midfield. The 50 is the magic number in the AFA, essentially. As from there, you can take field goals and take fakes, which is what teams love to do most of the time. As here's 3rd down. Long drive so far. And that's one of 3 3rd down conversions tonight so far for Dingus, as looks like he stumped himself a little there. I believe he was trying to get a redo on that play. And so he'll retry this 1st and goal. That'll bring him to a 2nd and goal. And Montreal's red zone gets stopped. 3rd down. About just short of an extra points distance to go, and he's in for the touchdown. 50 seconds left. 50. Miami are on the board first in this one. Almost bites for it. Not quite, as he slides down for the extra point. 50 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Nothing Stingrays up, and Dingus has been getting better in these seasons. But one theme that remains consistent is Miami is getting past the wild card. They're sort of the Houston Texans of the AFA. They're one of the newest teams, but they're not one of the most successful. The Texans have sort of this block in the divisional round that prevents them from getting past. Usually they have to face some of the best teams in the AFA, as do the Texans. Well, they not with the Patriots, but you get the point, as Blazing takes the kickoff from the 5, gets a tremendous return. Great jump there, great timing by Blazing on the kickoff. And you just gotta be ready to defend. And usually what teams like to do is they like to allow a few free yards if it means that they can't jump for more, as the kickoff isn't the most essential play in the AFA, but it does certainly help quite a bit, as Blazing already up to near midfield. Good cross on this one. And we have a stoppage. 7-0 in Miami. Stingrays lead as he gets past midfield for the 3rd down. Time was stopped there. He's got the 1st and more. And ball placement brings him up to the 21 for a 1st and goal already. Miles hovering in the backfield. Blazing. Is he already time wasting? He's got a big run there. Touchdown, Montreal. The French strike back here in South Florida. Dingus ready to stop the 1 point. Blazing sweeps around. Oh, ball placement is in. Good effort there by Dingus. You can tell he was ready to stop it, but it's sort of impossible to stop 1 point unless you're very locked in, or maybe luck goes your way. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. 7 seconds left. Miami already 2nd possession. A better field position this time for Dingus. He has 100 yards so far, because that's the distance he had to go. So you can tell that 1st kick helped the stat sheet a little, as he gets stopped on the sweep. Only a 5-yard gain there. And that's going to bring us to the 2nd quarter here in the 3:05. And these teams have been playing good this season. It's just Wrangler got the best of Blazing there, and both teams have actually lost to Jamestown. Here's a 3rd and long. Can he convert? No, he can't. 1 of 4. Will he punt or go for it? Gonna try to draw him off sides here. And he doesn't get across. The resounding stop. But he's calling role play save. And if it lagged during the play, if for some reason Dingus world play save isn't as big of a problem in AFA anymore, as teams have just sort of gotten used to it. But if it heavily affected the play, then there would be reasonable grounds for a redo. However, from this, we're looking at the review right now. Looks like Blazing was on it. He was on it before there was any sign of lag. And so this might be a defensive stop in favor of the Québécois. And so Blazing gets the ball back, minute 36, with great field position, great chance to take a lead here. And so it has been a hard first few seasons for Miami here with, and you can't even say it's his fault, with just the opponents he's had to face in the wild card. And now you have Ozuna, who's getting better in the division, but that is if he actually plays games. And Blazing off to a tremendous run, but there is redo. There's a redo on the play. Some speed difference there. And so Blazing will get 5 free seconds on this play. First and down, Québécois at the 48. Gets a 10-yard gain there. Ball placement does bring him up for second down. Chooses to stay at the spot. Not a heavy motion player. Goes to the right. Jukes him out. Hovering around the line of scrimmage. And he's got pass. Already in the red zone. First and goal, Montreal. Minute 21. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time left for both to do whatever they want here. I mean, the AFA, a lot of it just comes down to time management, as another juke out, but can he get some decent yards on this play? Here's the push forwards. And down to the 5 for second down, and you got to wonder if Miami will start to use timeouts or let it run, as I could see how it could benefit them in both ways. As touchdown exactly at a minute 1. Montreal takes their first lead of the game off an impressive defensive stop. Great stop on second down, set him up there, and with possession, Blazing delivered. 35-second drive puts Montreal on top as they search yet another ring. Minute 1 in the second, so Dingus has plenty of time. Both teams have 3 timeouts. You can't rule out anything here. I mean, this season we saw a game-winning field goal drive by Ozuna with 15 seconds left and still left a second on the clock, as that will actually put Dingus in good field position there. And Blazing, one of the better special teams players ever since throws were introduced. He was dominant at it in post ball, if you remember what that is. As Dingus on first down, he got stopped last time. So second down and getting to midfield is crucial here on this drive, as he delivers on exactly that. Third down. 1 of 4 so far. First flag of the game, he gets offsides. Third and short, Dingus down to the 43 of Montreal, 46 seconds left. And that's a great penalty to have if you're Miami. Oh, and looks like he could have got a big tip there. .43 seconds left in the second quarter. He got the first down as he stopped there, 7 yards on the play. And again, it's a matter of getting those second downs. He delivered beautifully last time as we wind down towards the 30-second warning. Second down for Miami. Second and 19. Oh. We're going to let time run a little due to a bit of delay there on my end to start things off. 26 seconds left. Third down. And so if Blazing can get a stop here, then he might be forced to use his fake field goal. 23 seconds left. Fourth down. He's got to stop on fourth today. Dingus, 1 of 5 so far on third. And so he's milked the clock almost to perfection as he's got the first. You know, unless he declines. Looks like he will take that extra positioning. And Blazing has 1 timeout. I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of kneeled this or just tried to run a play of some sort, as that's excellently handled there. There's going to be 5-second runoff. And it'll keep running. At 13 seconds, he called a timeout. It is second down for Miami, so they have all they need to play with. Ten seconds, goes off sides. Oh, it looks like he's going. Fourth down. Can he get a timeout off in time? There's going to be quite a bit of runoff here. And that's going to be a touchdown. Miami handled to perfection. And so Blazing does have time after that change of possessions to get a field goal to take a lead. Remember, he does receive after the half. And so a big drive for Miami. But the half isn't over. 3 seconds left exactly. After a bit of time situation there was some runoff at the end of the play. So that'll put us to 3 seconds. As per the ref. Timeouts left, you expect him to take the field goal from 80 yards. And that'll be pushed up to 75 yards, or 85 yards, actually. The kick is up, no good! 2 seconds, and the Stingrays have a chance. Remember, Dingus does have a fake field goal left. But this is definitely going to be the last play here. 1 timeout left for the Stingrays, none left for Montreal. Oh, and that's also no good. As we'll go into time review, we'll be right back after these messages. And so, after further review, that brings the game to halftime. 2 straight missed field goals. Dingus had an easy shot at it. The 35-yarder, or just the 30-yarder. And so these kickers are rusty. Both 0-1 so far on attempts. And I'm sure both teams would have loved that back. Especially Montreal. That kick that only lasted 1 second was grounded immediately and gave Dingus time. But it's not over for Montreal. I think they have advantage here with, having possession, as here's a low kick. Caught at the 42. He goes back, and that's going to be a return for negative yardage. A negative return. We haven't seen that yet this season until now. And so there's going to be a bit of time runoff here. First down, Montreal. The negative return for 5 yards. I mean, when have you last seen that? Teams usually don't do that. They always either get down at the spot or they go for a good return here. As he's got a big gain here. Third down, tip back. We haven't seen a lot of tip action this game. 3rd and 6. Near midfield. He's got the angle and the first. Good play by Blazing there to bring him past midfield. First down. Tie game, 14-14. Could take a lead here. Had a lead before halftime. Ball placement brings him up. He had a lead, but Dingus had a good drive with 1:01 left. But that left 3 seconds. As he gets a small gain for 3rd down. And that's going to be a 4th. Dingus could get a stop here. And a stop would dramatically shift the momentum of this game, wasting a lot of time. And he's got the first, so close. And so Miami might challenge this one. And with 33 seconds left, this could be a turnover if he didn't stay down for 2 seconds. So we'll walk through the play with you. And he has been so... Oh, and that's not 2 seconds. That's not 2 seconds. So the challenge is successful. And that is a defensive stop for the Miami Stingrays. And so this game, which had flipped on its head when Blazing stopped Dingus, I mean, Blazing had the first down. And so what happened is now Miami has advantage here as teams need to get their speeds. 33 seconds left. Long drive with no result. And it was less time than 175. As here's a second down cat on my computer. So sorry if I'm a little slow to respond here. Third down already. Can he get stopped again? He needs some big yards here. Fourth down, Blazing has pushed him to a third down already. Oh, and he goes off sides. What was looking like a dangerous fourth down turns into a tremendous advantage for Dingus there as he gets past midfield. As we wind down in the third quarter, no scoring yet this quarter, and we're unlikely to see any as this might be the last play of the third. And that's... What? And we'll check. Does he say go after he starts running past? Not... The opposing team can call a delay, then it'll be checked real quick, and then it gets redone usually. And so that play will be redone. This is technically the last play of the third quarter. And so that play will be redone due to delay. And he gets stopped there. Ball placement almost brought him up. Welcome to the fourth quarter here. No scoring yet in the half, but that's after a turnover and a near turnover. Turned into an offsides-led first down. Clock starts when he goes. Almost goes offsides himself. Could have been a false start there. And he gets good ball placement there. Ball carrying arm was up for the third down, and so Blazing might need to work some magic here as he gets the first down. And Dingus has handled this game incredibly well since that turnover. But these runs have been shaky. Those second down situations I've talked about earlier in the game, they're highly important. But sometimes whenever he's not able to deliver, it just gets scarier. For the Stingrays as here's third down. And so this is going to be a low-scoring final result. Almost gets a delay of game there. Now here's fourth down. So Miami on fourth and goal. Potential to take a lead here late in this game. Okay. And make sure to catch game 2 of our doubleheader. Portland versus Baltimore. Battle for the National League South. As the North's top team is in danger of falling 2 in a row. But Blazing has pulled off some clutch wins in his career. However, he feels some sort of disadvantage here. And so there will be 4 free seconds left after this play as Dingus retakes the lead. Finally, we have a score in the second half. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And this kind of a win is exactly what Dingus would need here as he gets the extra point, up by 7, and now the game falls in Blazing's hands. How does he manage this? How many timeouts does he use? Okay. But how many... I mean, he's had games like Bloxy Bowl 14 where all game it seemed like he would lose, and then last second a miracle happens and he pulls off the win. So I'm not saying it's anywhere near impossible for him to get a win. As a short kick, excellent there. We talk about time wasting a lot. That's time saving. Yeah, that's my bad. That's 103. It was 104 before the touchdown. That's my bad. He does get good field position. Time will not run for this first play as he gets off sides and Blazing already past midfield. And will he take... Oh, shoot. That's my bad. That's second down. He got a sack. Second and 30. That's going to be a redo. 59 seconds left. What a great play by Dingus there. And just, that might be karma for that keyboard glitch the Stallions faced. As here's third and incredibly long. 3rd and 20. Longest third down a team has faced this season in the AFA. Has to get behind the chains here. And he's going to go to the sideline for a quick cool down here. Figure out what to do on 3rd and 20. I mean, third and 20. Pressure on Blazing. And he's not there. He does have room for a fake field goal here. He can attempt this and he can get it. Wait a second. Yes, that's the right spotting. Oh, 30-second warning. And he's... Well, yeah, you can't use the ball once you're already out. But that is the 30-second warning. Here in Miami, on a 3rd and 20, they stay alive. The fake field goal barely crosses. And so Miami's defense had a solid start to this half. Almost got another stop. It has just been a great game for Dingus, but there's not much you can do against Blazing as here's 3rd down. Is he going to call another timeout here? Time runs down. Almost delay of game. Time winds down again. 4th down. And I don't know what he's doing. He's got to... He has... 1 second. And so this is the play that determines whether Miami wins or we go to overtime. And if he actually wasn't ready, then that would be a redo. But if he was there and alert for the play, 5 seconds left. Yeah. What? How do you not remember? Okay. As 5 seconds left, fourth down. Needs to convert this one to stay alive in this game. Executed to perfection. 3 seconds left. First and goal. He might try to waste a bit of time here. And he's in for the touchdown. Extra point sends us to overtime here. Montreal respond with their first points of the half. Okay. And he gets offsides. Free extra point here. Down by 1. Needs the extra point. Has it right there. Will he be greedy and go for 2? Oh, he might go for 2 here. If he gets this, he wins the game. If not, he loses. Trying to avoid overtime here. He lost in overtime against the Jacks. Maybe try not to have another long game. And that's fair enough, but this is a risky strategy as he is stopped. 2 straight losses. Miami, hold on. 2-2. Both teams at 2-2 now. And that is your final from Miami. Montreal down to 2-2. Miami up to 2-2. And so Miami gets a huge upset here when they need it the most. And we'll be back on CONNetwork for the next game of this doubleheader, Portland versus Baltimore. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Stay on stream if you'd like. The 2-point. Great risk. Great reward. Fails. Miami's defense holds on. More from CONNetwork in a minute.